In Germany today, there is a quiet revolution happening in our cities and towns. It is not a revolution of machines, but one of nature. More people are looking for ways to build homes that are kind to our planet. They are rediscovering an old friend, wood. This wonderful material, which has been used for centuries, is now seen as the building material of the future. It feels warm, it smells good, and it connects us to the forests. This growing interest is not just about feeling good. It is about making a smart choice for our environment. Wood stores carbon, helping us fight climate change in a very real and tangible way. The German government has set ambitious goals to protect our climate. These goals are changing many things, including how we construct our buildings. Buildings are a huge source of carbon emissions, both during their construction and throughout their lives. Using timber instead of concrete and steel can dramatically reduce this footprint. The government's Climate Protection Plan 2050 and other similar initiatives encourage the use of sustainable materials. This official support makes architects, builders, and homeowners feel more confident about choosing wood. It is a clear signal that building with timber is not just a trend, but a necessary step towards a greener, healthier future for everyone. The demand for construction timber, or Bauholz, is therefore on a steady upward climb. Projections show that by 2030, this need will be even greater. This is driven by both new construction projects and the renovation of older buildings. People want to live in energy-efficient homes, and wood is an excellent insulator. Think of a single-family house or a multi-story apartment building made of wood. Each one becomes a carbon storage unit, quietly holding onto the carbon that the trees absorbed from the atmosphere. This rising demand is a wonderful opportunity, but it also presents us with a significant challenge. Where will all this wood come from? This shift towards timber is more than just a technical decision. It is about a change in our thinking. We are beginning to see our buildings as part of a larger natural cycle. A tree grows in the forest. It is carefully harvested. It becomes a home, and at the end of its life, it can be reused or returned to the earth. This circular way of thinking is powerful. It challenges the old model of taking, making, and wasting. By choosing wood, we are choosing to build in harmony with nature, not against it. We are creating living spaces that are not only sustainable and efficient, but also beautiful and healthy places for people to live and grow. Our German forests are some of the most beautiful and well-managed in the world. For generations, foresters have worked to keep them healthy and productive. These forests are the heart of our potential timber supply. They are home to strong spruce, fir, and pine trees, the very species that are perfect for construction. In theory, our domestic forests have a large capacity to provide the raw material we need. Sustainable forestry practices, which ensure that we only harvest as much as can regrow, have been a German tradition for centuries. This careful stewardship gives us a solid foundation to build upon as we look to increase our use of local timber resources. However, our forests are facing immense pressure. Climate change is not an abstract concept for them. It is a daily reality. Longer droughts, hotter summers, and more frequent storms are weakening our trees. The bark beetle, an insect that thrives in these warmer conditions, has devastated vast areas of our spruce forests, which are a primary source of construction wood. This means that while we have many trees, not all of them are of the high quality needed for Bauholz. Much of the wood damaged by pests or storms must be harvested quickly and is often only suitable for lower-grade uses, not for building strong, lasting structures. This situation creates a significant limitation on our domestic supply. We cannot simply cut down more trees to meet the rising demand. That would be unsustainable and would harm the long-term health of our forest ecosystems. A healthy forest is more than just a collection of trees. It is a complex community of plants, animals, and fungi. It provides clean air, fresh water, and a place for recreation. We must prioritize the health and resilience of our forests above all else. This means we must be smarter about how we manage them, perhaps by planting more diverse, climate-resilient tree species that can better withstand future challenges. Therefore, the question of whether our forests can meet the demand is a complicated one. The raw volume of wood might be there, but the quality and sustainability of its extraction are the real issues. We are in a race against time to adapt our forestry practices to a changing climate. We need to help our forests become more resilient so they can continue to provide for us in the future. This involves moving away from monocultures and embracing mixed forests that are naturally more stable. The future of timber construction in Germany depends directly on our ability to create and maintain the healthy, thriving forests of tomorrow. It is a strange situation, a true paradox that Germany finds itself in. We have vast forests and a need for construction timber, yet we export huge quantities of raw, unprocessed logs. Every year, ships and trains carry our valuable wood to other countries, particularly to China and Austria. This is often the very same high-quality wood that our own builders need. The reason for this is often simple economics. It can be more profitable for forest owners to sell raw logs quickly to the highest bidder on the global market, rather than waiting for them to be processed locally. This practice, however, comes at a great cost to our own economy and environment. When we export raw logs, we are not just exporting wood, we are exporting jobs and potential value. The work of sawing, drying, and shaping the wood into finished construction products happens elsewhere. This means that the skilled labor and the profits associated with these processing steps are lost to our regional economies. Local sawmills and wood processing businesses in Germany struggle to compete for the raw materials being shipped overseas. It is a short-sighted approach that weakens our domestic supply chain. We are essentially giving away the most valuable part of our timber industry, leaving our own builders to look for materials elsewhere. This leads us to the other side of the paradox, our reliance on imported timber products. While raw logs leave our country, processed wood products like glued laminated timber, or glulam, and cross-laminated timber, or CLT, are imported to meet our construction needs. These products often come from neighboring countries like Austria or Scandinavia, which have strong wood processing industries. In some cases, the wood in these imported products may have even originated in a German forest. We are effectively buying back our own wood after another country has added value to it. This creates unnecessary transportation, increasing the carbon footprint of what should be a sustainable material. This cycle of exporting raw materials and importing finished goods is inefficient and unsustainable. It undermines our goals of strengthening regional economies and reducing our environmental impact. To build a truly sustainable future with timber, we must close this loop. We need to find ways to keep our valuable wood here in Germany. By processing it locally, we can create jobs, reduce transport emissions, and ensure that our builders have a reliable supply of high-quality, regionally sourced construction materials. The puzzle of our timber trade is one we must solve if we are to realize the full potential of building with wood. To secure a sustainable future for construction timber in Germany, we must first change our priorities. The focus should be on using wood in the most intelligent way possible. This means prioritizing its use for long-lasting applications where it can store carbon for decades, such as in buildings. This is known as the cascade use principle. Instead of burning wood for energy immediately, which releases its stored carbon, we should use it first as a material. Only at the very end of its life, after it has been used and reused, should it be considered for energy generation. This strategy maximizes the climate benefit of every single tree that is harvested from our forests. A crucial step in this direction is to strengthen our local and regional processing capabilities. We need to invest in modern sawmills and manufacturing plants that can turn our raw logs into high-value engineered wood products. This can be encouraged through government support, investment grants, and by creating policies that make it more attractive for forest owners to sell their timber to local processors. Building these regional supply chains will not only create jobs in rural areas, but will also make our construction industry more resilient. It will shorten transport distances, reduce emissions, and ensure that the value generated from our forests stays within our communities. Furthermore, all of this must be built upon a foundation of truly sustainable forestry. We must continue to move away from clear-cutting and monocultures and embrace practices that mimic nature. This means cultivating mixed-species forests that are more resistant to climate change, pests, and storms. It involves selective harvesting methods that protect the soil and the overall health of the forest ecosystem. By managing our forests with a long-term perspective, we can ensure a continuous supply of high-quality timber without compromising the vital functions that these beautiful ecosystems provide for all of us, from clean water to biodiversity. In conclusion, the path to a future where German cities are built with German wood is clear, though it requires dedication. By prioritizing material use, investing in local processing infrastructure, and doubling down on our commitment to sustainable forestry, we can meet the growing demand for Bauholz. This is not just an industrial or economic strategy. It is a vision for a healthier relationship between our society and our forests. By making smart choices today, we can build the green, carbon-storing, and beautiful homes of tomorrow, ensuring that our forests and our communities thrive together for generations to come.